the home of Premier League side of West Bromwich Albion, and they're entertaining the crowds that have come out in their masses to see this international friendly between West Bromwich Albion and Delhi Dynamos. A truly historic moment as an Indian Super League side takes on a Premier League side for the very first time, as the drummers slowly make their way onto the field.
So replacing number 26 now, she has to is number 50, James Smith. And also substitution for the Dynamos number 30, and that's the feature coming off. Bromwich number 27, Elijah Keane.
Yes, got it here. but Delhi managed to smuggle it away. Just over half an hour played at the Hawthorns. Still 0-0 between West Bromwich Albion and Delhi Dynamos in this charity match. West Brom dominating the possession. Nasir Chadli with the ball on halfway. Plays a square pass to Claudio Jacob. Back to Gardner. Chadli picks up the ball again, driving at the West Brom defence. And now it's with the youngster Kane Wilson, who finds Gardner, who crosses into the box, and it just eludes Smith, who, had he made contact, would have almost certainly scored. It's a goal kick to Delhi Dynamos. Decent crowd here at the Hawthorns today for this international friendly. Sissoko finds Gardner. 10 yards in from the touchline on the left-hand side. Cleared by Chakrabarti. And he finds Malouda. Malouda with a brilliant square ball. But eventually, Delhi Dynamos win the free kick. David Addy brought down there by Jacob. Tabar finds Addy, but loses out there. And West Brom come again. And Chadley with a bit of space on the left-hand side. Goes past Nongram. Puts a cross into the box, but it's cleared. But Gardner picks up the second ball. And he shoots from 30 yards. But it's well held by Tony Douglas. No trouble there for the goalkeeper. And the score remains 0-0, 10 minutes before half-time. High clearance from Douglas. It's one in the air by Sissoko. But Delhi come again. And Ongham misses out. And West Brom in possession with Gardner. Plays a searching ball from left to right. And he picks out Matt Phillips there on the right-hand side, who puts a first-time ball in. Smith gets ahead on it, but it's well held by Tony Douglas, who throws the balls out quickly and finds Flora Malouda in his own half. Keane Francis Lewis loses out, and Gardner picks up the ball again. He's been very influential in midfield as Craig Gardner. And it's the ball's gone out for a throw-in to Delhi in their own half. Addy takes it. Finds Marcus Tabor, who finds Malouda, and it's back. Gardner once again. Now Sissoko turns on the halfway line. Finds Chadli. Chadli finds Gardner. Back to Chadli on the left-hand side. Another give and go. Gardner shapes to shoot from 20 yards straight at the goalkeeper, and it remains 0-0. Addy finds Keane Francis Lewis, who finds a pocket of space. His attempted cross is cut out easily by Kane Will. And Wilson advances down the left-hand side, and he's left Chakrabarti for dead. He's now in the area. Can he cut the ball back? He can. It's cut out by the defender, and Douglas manages to gather, but some really bright play from the youngster. I must add, he's only 16 years old. Attempted clearance, it's cut out there by Dawson. Finds Phillips. Phillips finds Sissoko on the right side. Crosses in. It's cleared, but Matt Phillips picks it up again. Oh. And it's back with West Brom on halfway with Jonas Olsen. Finds Wilson on the left, who gives it back to him. West Brom clearly the superior team here, but playing very much within their element, it seems. And Jakob with a wonderful pass to Sissoko down the right, who crosses in, but it's overhit. But Gardner manages to retrieve it on the left-hand side. He beats Chakrabarti. He goes for the area. It's deflected, and the goalkeeper cuts it out. Well held by Douglas, who swings the ball out to Nongram, and here comes Floramaluda, but he's in his own left-back position, which is probably not the area of the field where you want Floramaluda to be picking up the ball for Delhi Dynamos. It's back now with the goalkeeper, and poor clearance from defence there, and it's cut out by West Brom, and Sissoko's on the ball, 35 yards from goal. He finds Gardner, finds a pocket of space down the left-hand side. He gives it back to Sissoko, who calmly plays the ball across to Dawson, who feeds Matt Phillips on the right-hand side. He's got Sissoko on the overlap. Should he choose to use him? He does. Sissoko with a first-time cross, but he's ruled offside. And it's a free kick to Delhi Dynamos. So just the one change so far, James Smith coming on to replace the injured trialist Marwan Shamak. But the score remains 0-0 here at the Hawthorns, as West Brom come forward once again. It's Chadley, but he loses out, and it's cleared by Delhi. But the play very much restricted to the Delhi half of the field at the moment. They've won a throw-in on the far side, which David Addy, all 6'4" of him, will stride across and take. West Brom coming forward once again. It's Jonas Olsen on halfway. Wilson with the turn, and he's fouled. Chakrabarti, the offender, pleads his innocence, but it's a free kick to West Brom. Gardner finds Jakob, switches the ball to the right hand side from Matt Phillips. He crosses, and Gardner's coming in at the far post, but the referee blows up for a foul by James Smith, the substitute. Good opportunity there for West Brom. Douglas with the long clearance, but it's won in the air comfortably by Momo Sissoko. and attempted clearance there, just charged down by Jakob. And Delhi lucky to get away with that. It's another goal kick. And there's 3 minutes to go till half time. I suspect there may be some added time for the Shamak injury from earlier. But so far so good from a Delhi Dynamos perspective. Very strong West Brom lineup, and perhaps the home side should be a couple of goals ahead, but it's still locked at 0-0, and when the scores are 0-0 you've always got a chance. As West Brom come forward again, Sissoko in the middle finds Gardner. Gardner plays it on to Kane Wilson, who's looking very bright, very sprightly down the left-hand side. Looks for Gardner again in the middle, who attempts a cross for Chadley. It's just gone over his head and it trickles through to the goalkeeper, who quickly feeds Malouda, turns away from Jakob, and is looking for Marcelino. He finds Marcelino down the left-hand side. This could be an opportunity for Delhi Dynamos. Oh, he puts it through his legs, and it's a bit of a collision. He goes down, clutching his face. Looked accidental. The referee certainly hasn't given anything, but he stopped the play just to make sure the young Brazilian Marcelino is okay and no serious harm done there. But certainly a positive counter-attack from Delhi Dynamos, and almost a very good opportunity for them. It's Jakob for West Brom. Plays the ball forward, looking for the substitute. Cut out quite easily there by Chakrabarti, who heads it back to the goalkeeper. Douglas urging his players to move further up the field as he attempts to send the kick long, and he does. And Malouda jostles in the air with Jakob, but he loses out to the West Brom man. Ongum plays it forward to Malouda. Malouda drops it back, and here comes Rupert Nongram down the right-hand side. He's got the youngster Kane Wilson for company, and Wilson does well to cut out the cross. Nongram picks it up again. He finds Chakrabarti to Tabar. Tabar finds Nongram down the right. Little back heel in the area from Malouda, doesn't quite come off, and West Brom managed to get it away, but it comes straight back at them. Here comes the Ruben, who tries to switch the play to the left-hand side, but it's cut out by Sissoko. And West Brom have it again, and it's Matt Phillips. He's got his head up, he's looking forward, he finds Nasir Chadley on halfway. Finds Sissoko down the right-hand side. Sissoko comes forward. Is he going to stretch the Delhi defence? He does. He tries to whip a cross in, and he wins the corner. Which Gardner will take from the right-hand side. Five West Brom players in the box as Gardner prepares to take the corner. He floats it up there, and it's almost cleared, and it's a shot from Nasir Chadley, and a fantastic save from Douglas down to his right-hand side. That really should have been the opening goal of this contest. Brilliant reflexes from Tony Douglas. He's done really well there as the referee blows for half-time, and it's West Brom 0, Delhi Dynamos 0. So far, so good for the visitors. As the players make their way off the field. And I think Delhi and coach Gianluca Zambrotta will be absolutely delighted with the scoreline at half-time, and a spirited performance from Delhi. They look a little tired, the players, as they come trudging off the field. Certainly West Brom at a different stage of their season in terms of their fitness. But all in all, a very, very creditable performance from the Indian Super League side. And the West Brom subs have actually just come out to warm up as well, and young Rahis Nabi is warming up with his teammates. And it's quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen the two brothers on either sides of the pitch before. I'm not sure the last time they played against each other. But we do have a man with us who might be able to shed some light on all of this. We have none other than the founder and editor of the award-winning Desi Ballers website, former Eastern Eye superstar. It's Mr. Zohaib Rashid.
Dev, you're too kind with your words. Way too kind. Hello everybody, how are you?
I'm very well indeed, Zohaib, and we've got thousands and thousands of people tuned in for this game, and a lot of them will be curious as to what Samir Nabi could possibly offer the Delhi Dynamos next season. As someone who's followed his career somewhat in this country, perhaps you could give us an insight on what fans can expect from Samir next season.
Well, he's a dynamic midfielder, very strongly built, tall, powerful, athletic, good going forward, good on the ball. He'll link up well with Malouda in midfield, being the driving force from that midfield, being the engines, and he can get goals as well. If you look back on some of the goals he scored for the West Brom youth team, he's hit some crackers, long distance from outside the box, and he's also good at dribbling as well. So you can expect him to be the guy who gets things moving. And I think one thing we've seen today so far, there's been a lack of pace in that midfield. We've seen glimpses on the wing, but once Samir comes on, has a few games under his belt, you'll be seeing that quick passing, quick movement, and almost hitting well on the counter as well.
He sounds like a slightly different player to his brother Adil.
Adil's your goal scorer. He's played attacking mid, but really he's your striker. You want him to be in the box, that box and box, something that we saw from Michael Chopra early in his career, on the 6-yard line. With Samir, what you're getting is a ball player, a guy who can be box to box, but be the driving force in the middle and play a bigger part than what his brother would do. You'd want Adil to be at the end of the ball, but you see Samir driving and starting moves.
I've got Delhi Dynamos fans tweeting me as we speak. They're asking me who's better, Adil or Samir?
That's a good question. I'm going to play it down the middle. I think Adil is a better striker and Samir is definitely a better midfielder.
And you mentioned Michael Chopra earlier, and of course Michael Chopra didn't play in season 2 of the Indian Super League, but he is back this season with Kerala Blasters. Do you feel as though Michael Chopra still has something to offer?
As we see with a lot of the marquee players as well, you never lose what you had. With football, that muscle memory is still there, and Michael's worked hard. He's been out of the game for a while. With first at Alawar, got injured, and he hasn't had much first team action. As you might have seen on social media and also in general, he's been working hard to get back to some kind of fitness. He was a goal scorer. If you ask Cardiff City fans what he did in the 2006-2007 season, he got into the Football League Championship Team of the Year. That was like a decade ago, but you never lose that instinct, and I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. I don't think the Kerala saw the best of him in the first season, but he's looking much more fitter now. I'm sure you agree from seeing the training that he's been doing, and also, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but the ability never goes from a footballer.
Zohaib, it's a truly historic occasion that the first time a Premier League side has played against a side from the Indian Super League. Have you been impressed by what you've seen so far?
I have been. I mean, Delhi was slow to start. Obviously, being in a bigger ground, a different atmosphere. The summer's finished now. It's rain in the air, but Delhi have accounted well for themselves, and West Brom have shown the respect as well. They put in a relatively strong team. You'll probably see a similar team they'll play in the Premier League, just barring a few players. So they've shown the respect to the opposition, and they haven't. The attackers have been flying in. You might have seen a challenge on Shamak earlier in the game, so you know this isn't just a normal kickabout in a park. They're showing respect to each other. I expect now Delhi are more comfortable with the pace of the game. We might see a bit more action from them in the second half.
The thoughts there of Zohaib Rashid, who is was desperately trying to get away to enjoy the second half from downstairs, but I've managed to rope him in and keep him here for the duration of the second half. I'm Dev Trahan, that's Zohaib Rashid, and we're delighted to be bringing you this game here from the Hawthorns, a truly historic occasion. Ray in the centre of the pitch, approximately 40 yards from goal. Nasir Chadli stands menacingly over the ball, and he places the ball down, and I think he might be going for goal from here. It's got to be the best part of 40 yards, and he stands over the ball. The referee gets his spray out, makes sure the wall is 10 yards away, as Nasir Chadli stands over this free kick from 40 yards. He shoots, and it's just wide of the post. And it seems that I was going to say it was just wide of Tony Doblas's post, but of course Doblas went off at half-time, and we have Soram in goal for the second half as Gianluca Zambrotta looks to rotate his options. Soram with a good clearance. Tries to pick out King Francis Lewis, who's unable to win the ball, but nevertheless Delhi win the throw. And it's Chakrabarti who takes the throw. Throws it short. And it's put out of play, and it's a throw into West Brom. 2 minutes gone here in the second half of the... A very creditable performance so far from Delhi Dynamos, who are managing to hold the Premier League side to a goalless draw after 47 minutes. Olsen picks up the ball in his own half, looks to spread the play forward and finds a club record signing, Nasir Chadli, who turns away, but he loses out. The ball is retrieved by Momo Sissoko, who finds Jakob. And Matt Phillips picks up the ball on the right-hand side. Back to Jakob on halfway. He turns away from Malouda. But Addy retrieves the ball. It's Marcelino, back to Addy, who attempts the clearance. It's cut out. West Brom come forward again. Gardner feeds Phillips down the right-hand side. He's got time, he's got space here. He dummies Addy, shapes away from Marcelino, and West Brom patiently building once again with Jonas Olsen, who finds Neom on the right-hand side, who crosses the ball in first time. It's cleared away, only as far as Malouda, who can't get away from the West Brom players, and it's Neom again, who jinks past David Addy and fires the cross in from the right-hand side. Chadli picks up the ball in the area. It's a shot fired in, and it's wide, and it goes out for a goal kick. Ben Garner in charge of West Brom today. Tony Pulis being granted a day off, it seems. But Pulis has been instrumental in helping to put this friendly together, and certainly lent his support to Delhi Dynamos and West Brom in staging this friendly. The Welshman, of course, the former Stoke and former Crystal Palace manager, who certainly seems to be the man to keep you up in the Premier League, as West Brom have consistently done under his stewardship. Malouda looks for King Francis Lewis, but he's unable to pick up the ball, and Chadli finds himself with the ball on halfway, and he's fouled there. by the new signing, Ruben Gonzalez Rocha. Of course, a Real Madrid Academy product, part of the Champions League winning squad 2002, alongside Luis Figo, Zinedine Zidane, and last year's Delhi Dynamos manager, Roberto Carlos. Has been succeeded by World Cup winner Gianluca Zambrotta, a man who's played for Juventus, Barcelona, AC Milan, a very well-liked and very well-respected figure in Italian football and indeed world football. And it's a throw-in to Delhi Dynamos. 50 minutes gone, Z, and it's still 0-0.
Yeah. Fight. Good fight. Resilience in the defence. They haven't shamed themselves at all. This is looking good.
I'm sure manager Gianluca Zambrotta will be delighted, as will indeed all Indian Super League fans, who may well have feared that West Brom could run away with this, but they've certainly been in a game today, as Ongam finds Addy on the left-hand side. Back heel from Marcelino, back to Addy. And here comes Malouda on halfway, and all of a sudden Delhi playing with a real spring in their step as Malouda goes left to right, but the ball's cut out by the youngster Kane Wilson, who finds Craig Gardner in midfield, in turn finding Claudio Jacob, and it's back with young Kane Wilson, 16 years old, picked up his GCSE results just last month. I'm told he got a handful of A's, a few B's, a couple of C's. Oh, as a cross from Matt Phillips almost sneaks into the back post. And Jacob attempts a shot from 30 yards. It's blocked and it's headed behind for a West Brom corner. Which Craig Gardner will take from the left-hand side. He's got 5 men to aim at in the box. One of them is Jonas Olsen, and Nasir Chadli is another, as is Momo Sissoko, all of whom 6'3" plus. As the ball is floated in, it's cleared well by Ruben, and it's hit on the volley by Sissoko. But it's cleared, and Phillips has a cross from the right. This time from the right side. Delhi have done well defending the corners today. Can they continue to do so? And it's gone out throw-in, which Phillips himself will take. He takes it short to Chadli, who waltzes past Muna, waltzes past 2 more, finds the substitute James Smith, but his shot is blocked. And again, well defended by Delhi Dynamos. Chakrabarti with the clearance as the attack fizzles out. 0-0 in this historic friendly between Premier League side West Brom and Indian Super League side Delhi Dynamos here at the Hawthorns. We have Tabar in midfield, who finds another former Real Madrid man in Ruben, who outside of the boot flicks it out to Addy, who advances into the space down the left touchline. He cuts inside and he finds Tabar, whose attempted cross is met off, and Bose Mahil collects for West Brom, clears it upfield, looking for Phillips, who takes the ball on his chest, wriggles away from Ruben, and finds Sissoko in the middle. Sissoko here on trial, trying to win himself a contract with West Brom. Chadli with a delightful pass to the substitute Smith, who shoots from 25 yards, and it's well saved there by the goalkeeper Sorum. But Neum picks it up on the right-hand side. He crosses. Chadli can get a head on it, but it's not with sufficient power, and it's cleared. Here comes Nongram. And Malouda picks up on halfway. Back to Ruben. Finds Addy on the left-hand side. Delhi playing with a little bit more confidence. They've weathered the storm for 55 minutes so far. It remains 0-0. Z, I think many were expecting West Brom to win by quite an emphatic margin today. Do you think that they're taking it a little bit easy on this Delhi Dynamo side?
West Brom, the players are professional. While this is a friendly, and you could say it's not played at the same place that they would be if they were playing a Premier League game. They've certainly shown signs that they are showing the team in front of them respect. They know that defeat here could be quite headline making, so they're not going to let standards slip. But we've seen Delhi have been, they played great one-touch passing there. Nelly had an opportunity just a few minutes ago, so there is a threat there. And likes of Olsen aren't going to be taking them easy. They're not going to be relaxing on this, but we can see that there could be something happening in the next 5-10 minutes. I would predict in the next 5-10 minutes we may see a goal, and it may come from the home team. But then again, we might be surprised and see Delhi do something special.
As Delhi try and work the ball. From the manager, Gianluca Zambrotta, will be pleased with what he's seen so far, Z?
Definitely. There is a game plan, and one thing I've noticed, especially in defending, there's a very controlled, resilient style of defender we've seen with Italian teams in the past, and that's got to come from the manager. And I think he set them up nicely defensively. They've absorbed a lot of the attack, and now they're starting to flourish going forward. And with more pre-season games coming up in Sweden, they should be looking good with less than a month to go before the third season starts.
Dynamos try and work the ball into the area, but out there by Dawson, who goes long, finds a substitute, James Smith, and all of a sudden it's 3-on-4. Smith plays it off the defender, the substitute Lal, and it goes out for a throw. Lal, of course, is the shortened version of his name. Not even going to try and attempt to pronounce it. Another £13 million club record signing Nasser Chadli. A real treat for Indian Super League fans to see young Max Melbourne here. And fellow new signing Alan Nyam, a £3 million recruit from Watford, is also being replaced. He's replaced by Rakeem Harper as Delhi Dynamos themselves get ready to make another substitution. And it's going to be Denson Devdas that comes on. The aptly named Denson Devdas. And he replaces Ruben Gonzalez, whose signature was only announced an hour before kickoff today. Decent performance there from Ruben, who comes off, receives a high five from his manager. High fives all round. Well played, son. Devdas sees the ball early, but he's giving it away. He's giving it away to the substitute, Keem Harper, who in turn finds Phillips, and Delhi on the back foot here. Phillips gets a cross in, and it's headed just over by James Smith. Just over an hour played. It's getting a bit nippy here at the Hawthorns. It's going to be a real test of character for these Delhi Dynamos players. They won't be used to playing, and the majority of them won't be used to playing in this weather. Certainly Flora Malud will be okay, as Delhi look to make another substitution. And I just wonder when, if and when possibly we're likely to see Samir Nabi, and indeed whether we'll see his younger brother Rahis Nabi, and whether we'll get a Nabi versus Nabi contest as part of this West Brom Delhi Dynamos international friendly here at the Hawthorns. Ball is cleared by Bose Mahal. And Gardner takes it on the chest very comfortably. He finds Jakob, who finds Wilson, who seems to have recovered from that early knock. Is it Wilson? It's Wilson. He goes long looking for Phillips, who's had a good game as well on the right hand side. Moves away from Devdas, whips the ball in, and it's fired into the back of the net by the substitute James Smith. More of a flick than anything else. He took it on the volley. Phillips afforded lots of room there by the substitute Devdas. He needed no second invitation of whipping the ball in. It's skillfully flicked into the
To be a bit of a loss of composure at the back there since the substitutions happened, and it seems that Delhi just switched off for a couple of minutes, and they've been hit.
And it's 1-0 to West Brom as Delhi Dynamos prepare to make another change. It's Emerson Gomez, another new recruit, coming onto the field, and he's come on to replace Marcos Tabor, who incidentally has spent some time at Brentford a couple of years ago under Mark Warburton, who of course is now the manager of Scottish Premiership side Rangers. Devdas picks up the ball on the left hand side, hoping to atone for his error that cost the goal. He finds Francis Lewis, who's fouled by Kane Wilson, and Delhi Dynamos have a free kick, which Malouda will stride across and take. It's taken short to him, and he tries to build an attack for Delhi. The attempted cross is closed down by Momo Sissoko, signed by Rafa Benitez for Liverpool once upon a time. He in turn finds Rakeem Harper, who looks for Gardner, but it's cut out by Delhi, and Nongram has the chance to bring the ball forward down the right channel for Delhi. Nice little Cruyff turn there from Nongram. Finds Gomez had the ball momentarily, but he's won a free kick. Addy picks it up on halfway, and here's Malouda, who receives the give and go, looking for Devdas. Under pressure, it's put out for a West Brom throw. We're still waiting for the official attendance here, but certainly a good few thousand here, and they've really enjoyed what they've seen today. Not just on the field, but also beforehand as well. Dr. Zeus performing for revellers beforehand. A real celebration of football and a real celebration of culture here at the Hawthorns today. And it's gone behind for a goal kick, which young Sorum will take. He plays it short to David Addy, the Ghanaian. Return gives it back to the goalkeeper, and rather than kick the ball long, he finds Chakrabarti on the right. Chakrabarti finds Nongram. And Addy has it once again. There seems to be maybe a bit of a reshuffle in terms of formation, with Addy moving to centre back and Devdas coming into play at left back. But encouraging signs for Delhi as they prepare for the third edition of the Indian Super League, hoping to build up on their semi-final appearance last season. 1-0 the scoreline. Dawson with a square ball to Jakob on halfway, back to Dawson. Patiently looking for an opportunity, looks for Wilson down the right, who seems to have switched flanks, and he flicks the ball outside to Matt Phillips. And Kane Wilson, 16 years old, and he's been mightily impressive today, and certainly will be one to watch in the coming years, looking every inch a Premier League player at the tender age of 16. It's a corner to West Brom, which Gardner will take from the right-hand side. Olsen looking to make a nuisance of himself in the box, and the ball is aimed in that direction. It's cleared by Addy, but it's retrieved by Sissoko, who in turn finds Kane Wilson. Seen a lot of the ball in this match. Finds Gardner, looks for the give and go, picks it up again. First time cross. The keeper's got a hand on it. Here comes the substitute, and it's a great block there from Chakrabarti, who certainly saved what looked like a goal. And some more spirited defending from the Delhi Dynamos. As Phillips tries to keep the ball in on the right touchline, and he does. Plays it back to Dawson. Dawson with a long ball. It's lacking in direction. It's headed back comfortably there by Chakrabarti, who finds Devdas. Malouda having to come deeper and deeper to find the ball, it seems. Delhi try and string a few passes together. It's the substitute Gomez. Back to Addy. And Malouda now playing, seems very much in the quarterback role as a playmaker, when he started a little bit further forward at the beginning of this match. Addy, he's got Devdas in space on the left. He chooses to ignore him and picks out Malouda, who does go for, and find the pass for Devdas. Back to Ongam. Back to Malouda. Malouda back to Ongam. Back to the goalkeeper. Delhi struggling to get possession in West Brom's half of the field, but with the score at 1-0, you're always in the game as they win a free kick. And we prepare for a raft of West Brom substitutions. And it's 4 youngsters who are getting into the field, and the first man off is the goalkeeper, Bose Myhill. He's replaced by young Alex Palmer in goal. Jack Fitzwater now replacing Claudio Jakob. Jonas Olsen is He's the next man off, captaining the side today. He passes the armband on to Craig Dawson as he leaves the field of play, replaced by Brad Sweeney. And one more substitute to come. It's going to be Marcus Force to come on. And it's the trialist Momo Sissoko. It looks like he doesn't want to leave the field. He's really enjoyed himself out there for 71 minutes. Momo Sissoko played really, really well today. And here comes the West Bromwich Albion substitute. Sorry, I say West Bromwich Albion because he used to play for West Bromwich Albion. It's a Delhi Dynamo substitution, and it's the one that they've all been waiting for. We prepare for the introduction of the other Nabi, Samir.
Substitution happening for the Delhi Dynamos as well. Coming up.
And it's the marquee man, Florent Malouda, who will be replaced by young Samir Nabi. Malouda, of course, who spoke so fondly of Adil during Adil's time in the Indian Super League. And Nabi will come on in midfield, and the former West Brom midfielder will certainly have a point to prove as he enters the field. As we get going again, with 17 minutes left to play here at the Hawthorns. Addy gives the ball away, and it's the youngster Force who finds another youngster in Smith, but it's dispossessed. It's won again by Brad Sweeney, who finds Gardner. Harper out to Kane Wilson, who finds Matt Phillips, who this time crosses with the left foot. It's a good cross. The goalkeeper gets a hand on it and somehow manages to pick up the second ball. Chakrabarti getting his body in the way there. Quick break by Delhi is thwarted, and West Brom come again. And it's Harper who finds Wilson. And a lot of these young players have all played together coming up through the ranks at West Brom. So certainly they will understand each other's strengths and each other's weaknesses, and all will have a point to prove to manager Tony Pulis at this early stage of the Premier League season. Here comes Marcelino. Break dispossessed by Harper, but it's a West Brom throw. Samir Nabi still waiting for his first touch of the ball as Denson Devdas prepares to take the throw on halfway. He finds King Francis Lewis, but West Brom win it back. It's Phillips who gives the ball back to Dawson, wearing the captain's armband proudly, and Nabi with his first touch wins the tackle, moves away from three players. That got the pulse racing. And it's Ongam finds Devdas, who exchanges passes with Marcelino, tries to feed Francis Lewis. Devdas in the thick of the action there wins a header. It's Gomez to Nongram, finds Chakrabarti on the right, who plays a pass. I'm not sure if it was meant for Ongam, but Ongam picks it up, plays the ball out right. And Delhi have a chance to try and attack the touchline, but Gardner picks it up for West Brom. Smith is unable to turn away from Chakrabarti, but West Brom win the throw as West Brom prepared to make another substitution. And this is going to be fun to try and keep up with who's on the field and who's not. Alex Bradley prepares to enter the field of play, and he replaces Matt Phillips, another one of Tony Pulis' recruits this summer. And a good performance from Matt Phillips, the former QPR and Blackpool winger, who gets a high five from the manager today, Ben Garner. No Tony Pulis with us, unfortunately, today. Sends his best wishes to all the Delhi Dynamos fans tuning in via Facebook Live in this historic international friendly between Premier League West Brom and Indian Super League side Delhi Dynamos. But it remains 1-0, and there's less than 15 minutes to play, and it's been a really creditable performance from Delhi Dynamo so far. They've managed to keep it tight as Addy takes no chances and gives the ball back to the goalkeeper, who clears. But he's unable to find a Delhi Dynamos player. But Harper is dispossessed there, and Ongum comes forward. He finds Francis Lewis, who shoots! Saves it the crossbar from 30 yards! Unbelievable! What an effort! Oh, that deserved a goal, didn't it, see?
Definitely, there's something special brewing. With Nabi on the pitch and that shot just now, I can see a goal coming from Dynamos. I'm making that prediction.
You heard it here first, Delhi Dynamos fans. Are we going to get the goal? Can the Lions score here at the Hawthorns? But it's West Brom who come forward, and it's... I thought for a second the referee was going to blow up for a penalty, but in fact it's Delhi Dynamos that win the free kick. But David Addy seems to have taken a knock there. He seems in a bit of pain. Physios are primed and ready. I think he's all of relief as he gets back on his field, on his feet. Sorry. The 10 at the which is great to see. Not too many women involved in the men's game, and it's great to see Delhi Dynamos giving women the opportunity to be part of the men's game in India. It's Devdas on the left-hand side, and he finds Francis Lewis. Delhi enjoying some possession here, and this will boost their confidence no end. I think if you'd have offered Delhi Dynamos 1-0 at the start of the game, they may well have taken it, but I don't think they'll take that now. I think they'll certainly feel like, particularly after hitting the crossbar, that maybe, just maybe, they can come away from the Hawthorns with something today. West Brom in their own half, patiently building, and it's certainly not as strong a West Brom lineup on the field of play compared to the West Brom team that took to the field at the start of the game. Gardner with a through ball, and it's almost latched onto, but good goalkeeping there. Sorum sprints off his line to make the clearance in Manuel Neuer-esque fashion. Devdas with the clearance there, but it was an aimless one. And the Delhi Dynamos bench urging him to try and look for the man, as Samir Nabi picks up the ball. Feeds Chakrabarti on the right. Nabi playing very much in an orthodox midfield role as it stands, and he sees the ball again, and he turns away from Brad Sweeney before giving the ball outright. And Chakrabarti finds keen Francis Lewis down the right touchline. Give and go there with Gomez. And Nongram finds Ongum. As Marcelino, can he latch? Sorry, Gomez. Can Gomez latch onto it? He can. Needs some support here. He finds it in the form of Chakrabarti. Can he get the cross in? He can. And it's overhit, landing on the roof of the net. And a good opportunity there for Delhi Dynamos to perhaps register a shot on target. Unable to take it on this occasion, and we have little less than 10 minutes to play here at the Hawthorns as we prepare for what looks like another West Brom substitution. It seems like they may well be bringing on two players here, West Brom, as Wilson attacks the right touchline. He works his way into the area, he cuts the ball back. Devdas is down. West Brom played on. The referee didn't stop the game. And West Brom prepare for a double change. And the first man that comes on will be Robbie McCall, who looks like he'll be coming on in place of Craig Dawson, who was handed the captain's armband. But maybe Dawson is actually just coming across to the touchline to have a chat with the manager rather than coming off the field of play. But there is another substitute which will catch the eye. And now Delhi Dynamos are going to be treated to the sight of 3 Nabbies. They've seen Adil Nabi in the second edition of the Indian Super League. They've seen Samir Nabi line up for their team today. And young Rahis Nabi, the youngest of the trio, is set to enter the field of play as a substitute for West Brom. It's going to be brother versus brother to close out here at the Hawthorns. Ongham finds Addy. Oh, Addy looking for Marcelin, but Marcelin was looking the other way as we prepare for a West Brom double substitution. And indeed it is Craig Dawson who field, and he's replaced by Robbie McCall. And it's Gardner, arguably West Brom's best player today, is replaced by Rahis Nabi as we kickstart the Nabi party here at the Hawthorns. Exchanges glances with Samir. Want to see them go in for a 50-50, don't you, Z?
Absolutely. Now we're going to see. We were asking the question earlier about who was the better Nabi brother, Adil or Samir, but we're about to see who's the better brother now. Both players on the pitch.
I'll tell you something. Got the best boots.
Certainly got a better hairstyle as well.
Looks to receive the give and go, but it's